All right. How are we doing, everybody? My name is Corey Whedon. I'm with First Premier Bank, and today I am helping YPN host our weekly YPN Hot Seat. And today we have Danielle. Is it Heyn? Am I saying that right? Correct?
Heyn.
Hi. Heyn. Okay, there we go. And just so everybody knows, we have had a little bit of choppiness and a little bit of technical difficulty. So if we do start to break out, if we do get a little choppy, just bear with us. It kind of goes in and out. So hopefully we don't run into that now. I think we found a solution. But if you do, just keep that in mind. But Danielle, why don't you introduce yourself to us? Who are you? What is your title? And where do you currently work?
Awesome. Thank you, Corey. I'm Danielle Heyn. I have lived in Sioux Falls, I think, for 15 years now. Definitely is what I call home. Love this city and love seeing the growth and expansion that it's gone through. So I wear a few different hats. My current full-time job is as a benefit consultant with Aflac, which I'm sure all of you guys are familiar with our little duck, but I'll explain a little bit more later what Aflac actually is and the importance of it. I also have a history of working in healthcare. So I'm also a certified nurse practitioner. Went to school for way too many years and, still paying the school loans, like probably most of us. So I work at the acute cares with well. And then for fun, I love to work out. Hot yoga is definitely one of my favorites. If anyone is a great member, I'd love to have you join my bar cardio class on Monday at 5:30 at the Performance Center, in which I'm sure some of you are like, what is bar cardio? We can explain that too.
Absolutely.
And then in my free time, I also sell a little beauty product called Beauty Counter. So I like to stay busy, that's for sure.
You do not get bored.
No.
That's a whole list of things.
Yes.
I can imagine what your normal week looks like.
Yeah, I mean, I like to keep my calendar pretty full. Sometimes when I get home, I'm sitting on the couch, like I feel like I should be somewhere doing something, but sometimes it's just nice to relax and unwind.
Yeah, and you probably don't get that too often, it sounds like.
No, not really.
So that's awesome. So with Aflac, I think there's a lot of misconceptions of what Aflac, when it actually comes into play. And I know your guys' most recent commercials over the last couple of years kind of has when to use Aflac and when not to use Aflac. And I hope that's maybe clearing a lot of things up. But I know in the past, I also had that misconception of when it's used and when it's not, even being a part of and having Aflac. So do you want to kind of explain where you really come into play when something happens, when to come to you and try and use Aflac?
Yeah, absolutely. So the biggest thing is people see the duck and don't fully understand how Aflac works. Aflac has actually been in my family for over 20 years. My aunt is the market coordinator trainer for North and South Dakota. And then my dad's actually one of the coordinators in Watertown. So it's kind of been in my blood for some time and me a little while to make the jump and go in full force on my own. So the biggest thing with Aflac is it is supplemental insurance, meaning that the hospital, the health insurance you have pays the hospital. Aflac pays you directly when something happens. So it really helps on those financial aspects, keeping you financially afloat if something severe would happen to you. The biggest thing with being representing Aflac is I'm actually my own business owner. So Aflac's just kind of over my head, where it's actually all the work I do and put into it is kind of how things work. So we come into small businesses and we help employees get coverage where some places they might not even have health insurance. The big, I guess, thing that I could say related to Aflac and how it's very impacted my life. My grandma was diagnosed with brain cancer 10 years ago. She was given 3 months to live with stage 4 glioblastoma and actually survived it for 10 years. So the fact that they had Aflac, it kept them financially afloat during, the hardest time. It allowed them to focus on fighting and going through the journey of cancer versus worrying about the bills to pay. So
that's awesome. And it's such a useful story. And, somebody in my family also was in the instance where something happened and also had to rely on using Aflac. And it was just such a relief to him, and knowing that there was a little bit of coverage there and he was able to still get some money to help with everything, I know that took a huge burden off of him. So I mean, you really, it's just like other insurance where, yes, it's tough to be like, oh, I don't get anything personally right now by spending this money. But when it comes time to needing it, oh my gosh, it is the biggest relief, and it can make a world's difference to really anybody that has it.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, I came from the healthcare world. So honestly, I'll tell you the truth, I didn't understand insurance. I literally was like, oh, Dad, how do I do this? And I mean, I actually have a better understanding. I want to be able to educate people on the importance of insurance, how it actually works.
Yeah. So what would you say the biggest misconception people often have with Aflac? What is that misconception that people have?
We're not auto insurance, so we don't pay for any car accidents per se. It is definitely insurance on yourself. So it's protecting your financial liability. People work so hard for their paychecks, and we want to protect that paycheck and make sure that you still have that reserve in the bank 10, 20 years from now. Because definitely fighting cancer is one of the biggest financial burdens, and also one of the top indicators for bankruptcy as well. So comes in handy.
Yeah. So I know a little bit of the insurance world, not much, not where I could even speak intelligently about it, but I do know a few things. And sometimes age plays a difference, employment plays a difference. Whether you smoke, whether you don't smoke, what all goes into a prime candidate to where if you don't have Aflac, you absolutely should, that you see on a most common basis.
So the great thing about Aflac is we have a ton of guaranteed issue products. Even if you have underlying health concerns, we don't look at it.
Wow.
Most of the cost is based off of the type of industry, because we usually work with mostly businesses. We are for direct products, and most of them are not age banded. So you can, like, our cancer policy goes from 18 up to 75, and you still pay the same rate depending on whether you're 75 or 18. So that's pretty great as well.
That's huge. That's a huge difference, because just to get regular insurance, if it's not through your employer, gosh, there's so many caveats to it where they're going to skyrocket your premium, or you probably might not even qualify. So just having that backup, or being able to turn to you at Aflac can really be useful.
Yeah, and we're rate stable, so you don't have to worry about premiums going up year after year. So it's definitely awesome. A financially sound company, so it's fun to be able to represent. They have created over the years.
Yeah, that's awesome. And correct me if I'm wrong, but is there a type of thing where even if you're going to the gym, you don't have to be at your job and get hurt? It can be out and about. An instance that I've always been told is if you're at the gym and you hurt yourself, or out and about, maybe you trip somewhere and you hurt yourself. Does that all come into play too?
You're 100% correct. So the accident is actually one of my favorites. It covers any injury on or off the job. So if you are an accident person, you should give me a call.
Yeah.
It's pretty great because of the fact, like I said, I like to work out, and I've dealt with plantar fasciitis with my foot, and chiropractor care is in the state of South Dakota. So go to the chiropractor, do the initial paperwork, pays you money for each of those visits. And so it's just nice to know you have that extra protection if something happens to you, because nobody really plans on going to wake up and hurt today. So.
Yep. So, I think that's one of the biggest things too, is you don't have to depend on your job to do it. Anybody can get it. They just have to come, talk to you, look you up, talk to you, and you'll kind of help them, guide them into what the best items or things are for them.
Absolutely. So a big thing, benefit of a background is I can kind of help ask those questions of where our policies really best for each person. We're also it's not that we want need for coverage, or you have it there if you.
Yeah. So I know you mentioned a little bit about you're a bar instructor. You do yoga a lot. But before we get into all of that side stuff, you mentioned before we started this episode that you have kind of a unique background that brought you into being with Aflac. What is that background? And I know you mentioned that Aflac kind of runs in the family, so that kind of brought you into it. But what is that story that really brought you from where you were as a nurse to now working with insurance?
Yeah. So actually, my girlfriend is Tara. High school together. Tara's a realtor in town with Allen Edge Real Estate. I was able to listen to her at the paper event in 2019, and from just listening to the words coming out of her mouth, and I'm sitting there like bawling. So like the tears are just coming out, and I'm just like, Tara, you are so amazing. You're just like lighting a fire within me that I didn't even know was there anymore. And it just made me think that I am called more than just what I'm doing. And even though I may not as a practitioner, I'm able to help people. It's always been my passion. So the kind of joke I have with myself is I've kind of started a flight, pediatric flight nurse. So I got my wings with that. As I went forward, I wore this little wing pin on me when I had my interview for my nurse practitioner. And then I gave this career my wings because it says we have you under our wings. So kind of a cool little story.
Yeah, that is. It's cool how everything just kind of falls together.
Mm-hmm. And that's 100%. If I could give anyone advice, everything happens for a reason. Do your best day to day. It will fall into place.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you still are a nurse, correct?
Yes. Yep.
Do you still work at a hospital or a clinic or?
Yep. So currently, I'm an acute care provider at San for about 15 years. And I just work as evening shift or sometimes on the weekend.
Very cool. And just for everybody out there watching this, we do understand it is choppy. Danielle, you are coming through a little choppy on my end.
Okay.
I sent Kayla a text to ask if it's coming through choppy on everybody else's end. She said yes, and unfortunately, so just bear with us. It's pretty easy to pick apart what you are saying. So there's not too much difficulty there, but yes, we do understand there is a little bit of choppiness, so just bear with us. And there's some pretty cool stuff that Danielle does, so keep following this. And you mentioned that you also are a bar instructor, correct?
Yes. And I don't think the choppiness stops even if I hold the phone. So I'm not sure what's causing it.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's okay. We can bear through it.
Okay.
So tell us a little bit about you being a bar instructor.
So bar is actually a newer workout. It involves Pilates, yoga, and ballet. That's the ballet part. So you utilize the ballet bar and it actually helps tone some smaller muscles. So it's a really great workout. Men come to the class like, oh, this is easy. This is my recovery day. Only to find they're super sore. Kind of struggle a little bit.
Yeah, those, and it is at Great Life, correct?
Yes, it is. Yep.
I've done some of those Great Life yoga classes just because me and I think we were with a workout group, and they're like, okay, for today's workout, we're going to go join a yoga class or something that was going on because I think it was a smaller class and they were looking for more people. And man, it's not the easiest. And I know that's different than bar slightly. Bar contains a little bit of yoga and other things, correct?
Yep.
So it definitely isn't as easy of a workout as most people would think it might be. So if you are definitely looking for something to build muscle in other ways or kind of improve on things that you might be falling short on, I would say definitely reach out to you.
Yeah, it's a new challenge.
Do you see many sport people in there? And if so, what kind of sport benefits or sees the benefit? I know like yoga has become very big with the NBA. in the last few years. Things like that. Do you see any college athletes coming through or high school athletes come through that maybe don't think bar would be for them, but you're actually seeing that they have good things to say about it?
Well, mostly it is a lot of women that do come to the classes, and we kind of see a variety of ages.
Okay.
Kind of depends. Things the workout out.
Yeah. So is there a certain age that ideally comes? Because I know a lot of people are like, gosh, going to a group exercise, I might be too old or I might be too young or, it just isn't going to fit for me and my personality. Is there any of that stuff that you can touch base on, or is it really ideal for anybody that's looking for something different?
Yep, it's really ideal for anyone. You can moms bring their daughters to some of our ladies. They're probably in their 50s and 60s, and just kind of adjust work for them.
There's really no age limit, huh?
Mm-mm.
The 50s, 60s, those women are still going just as strong as the young bucks that are in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. And then also, I know we wanted to touch base on this, but you sell beauty products?
That's correct. So,
tell me a little bit about that.
So I'm a consultant with a company called Beauty Counter, and we actually just believe it was our 8th birthday. And we created to have safe products. So many people don't realize the products we use every day contain things that cancer or lead to. And so this company was able to create to be able to provide.
So how do you guys sell your beauty products?
Mostly on do some and try on the product. But as the pandemic, things have opened, so we can also send out samples. It is also just kind of do as well, something fun.
Yeah. So can people throw little makeup parties and invite you there or your guys' product line?
Yep, absolutely. We did like going to local businesses, so them, and then also bring product in, enjoy some food and some product, and makes all women happy.
Yeah, I definitely bet it would. I can't speak too much to makeup, unfortunately. So I don't know all the appropriate questions to maybe ask about makeup, but is there any special thing that you kind of want to throw in or plug for beauty lines or where people might not be thinking of reaching out to you that might kind of catch their ear and make them want to host something, whether it's at a business or at a home or something similar?
Well, we actually have products for different people. So, I mean, even for men, got great hair products, washes. Yeah, you can really kind of fit in. Yeah, you can just get something. Oh.
So, I think you mentioned this while you were breaking up a little bit, but you said there's beauty products for men?
Yeah, so I mean, most men have the same thing. You could try a pore clearing, so get the same type of thing.
Okay. What would you say is, and I'm sorry if I'm cutting you off, it's super choppy, so sometimes I miss and jump in when I shouldn't be. But what would you say is the biggest product seller for men?
Probably our face mask.
Okay. So all the women out there watching, if you got a man and you want to, get them using some beauty products, you're kind of the person to talk to and see what's all out there.
Yeah. I mean, I've got my dad few of the products and keeps ordering them. You must like.
Really? Keeps reordering them. That says a lot. That says a lot. That must mean it's pretty good stuff. You probably can't go wrong from the sounds of it. I think we're just a little bit late for Valentine's Day, but Easter's coming up. So
that's true.
Yep. Any little gifts or something that you want to get for your wife or possibly for your husband, you can definitely reach out to Danielle for that. And I think Kayla can put up maybe her contact information, or we'll post that later, so that if you do want to get any of that stuff, you can reach out to Danielle for it. I guess, are you involved with anything else? I mean, that's a lot that you're currently doing. You sell Aflac, you're a nurse still, you teach bar and potentially other classes with Great Life. In case I missed something there as it was chopping out, and you sell beauty products. That's four things. That's a lot.
Yes, it is busy. Actually just got engaged in January, so planning a wedding as well.
Yeah, when is the big day?
October 8th.
October. That's gonna come fast.
Yes.
That's gonna.
I found my dress yesterday, so that will at least be one thing not to have to worry about.
You found a dress in just 2 months, huh?
Yeah.
Good month and a half, 2 months, give or take.
Probably. I wonder if I try connecting through the computer again, if that would be better.
Possibly. I think right now there's just quite a bit of static, but I'm actually hearing you quite a bit more. So if you did change something, maybe it's working a little bit.
Okay.
And I think she's going to try and restart her computer real quick to see if that works. We were hoping that the phone would be a little bit better, and apparently there's some internet issues. But all right, are you on your computer now?
Okay. Is this better?
We can definitely try it.
I think it's just as choppy for some reason.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll get through it. But we do have a question here before we kind of learn more about who you are, what you do in your fun time, but what's your favorite restaurant in Sioux Falls?
Hands down, Crave.
Crave. Okay, why Crave?
Yes.
What's really about that place?
I love sushi. I love Crave sushi. They certainly have some of the best rolls in town. And yeah, it's definitely worth trying if you are a sushi fan.
Yeah, I've had their sushi before. It's good. It's really good. And I think you can sit at the sushi bar there, can't you?
Actually, I'm not quite sure. I've never done that. So.
Okay. I think you might be able to sit actually at the sushi bar there, just like other sushi restaurants. But with COVID, they might have taken that away. Who knows all the different changes? But yeah, Crave has some wonderful, wonderful food. I agree with you there. And apparently Holly seems to agree. She was the one asking about it, so she agrees. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Are you originally from Sioux Falls?
I grew up in Watertown, so it's about an hour and a half north of here. Went to undergrad at SDSU, go Jacks, and then I pretty much have lived in Sioux Falls since graduating college.
Very cool. And when you came to Sioux Falls, your undergrad, I'm guessing, was for nursing, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so how long were you with nursing before you actually decided to take that big jump to Aflac?
Oh, let's see here. 14 years.
14 years. Wow. And you're still going strong with it. So how long have you been nursing total?
I think this year will probably be about 15. So I've only been with Aflac a little over a year.
Okay, cool. So definitely we should all trust you if we end up having to go to Stanford.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. Very cool. And you mentioned that you just recently got engaged. And do you guys have any pets?
We do. We have 2 dogs. Both are, yes. Both are over 80 pounds. So they're definitely.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to pull up some speed round questions for you. So don't mind that I'm looking at my other screen. But are you ready for a quick speed round?
Sounds good.
Okay, we're going to really get to know you. So feel free to just answer these the best you can, as quick as you can. We haven't had to put a shot clock on anybody yet, so let's see if we can keep that going strong. But basically, what is your favorite hobby?
Ooh, eating?
What was it?
Eating?
Eating. There you go. I'm right there with you. I enjoy that.
I love different foods.
And is sushi your favorite food?
I would say it's a toss-up. Depends on the feeling. Eat about anything. Love burgers, steaks.
Yeah. Did you do any of the burger battle?
I did, yes. And Papa Woody's, woohoo, they won. Awesome.
Favorite?
Yes, so they're actually one of my accounts. I work with them pretty closely. So,
Cool. Okay, next, favorite book.
oh gosh, I don't know if I have a favorite. Verity by Colleen Hoover.
Well, well,
Cut out there. Sorry, Corey. Verity by Colleen Hoover.
Okay. Interesting. And your favorite color?
Blue.
Blue. All right, right there with you on that one as well. And obviously, cats or dogs? Sounds like dogs. Oh, did I cut out on you again? Oh,
Sorry, you're back now. It froze a little bit.
oh perfect. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Okay, perfect. And you mentioned you have 2 dogs. What kinds are they?
Golden Doodle and a, shoot, put me on the spot, German Shepherd.
Okay. Golden Doodles. I don't know too much about German Shepherds, but Golden Doodles are so much fun. Oh my gosh, I love them. We already talked about your favorite food, sunshine or rain?
Sunshine always.
Sunshine all day. Be outside, enjoying the weather, huh?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, now we're going to get to some tough, interesting ones. But if you were a kitchen utensil based on your personality, what would you be and why?
Ooh, a spoon?
A spoon?
And
Okay.
because you could pick up everything with it mostly.
There you go. That works. When you're at a red light or sitting in traffic, what do you think about?
Where I'm going next.
It's important, right? If money wasn't a factor, would you still be with Aflac and nursing and teaching bar and selling beauty, or would you be doing something else?
Actually, I think it's more the helping people aspect. It's not always all about the money. So,
Absolutely. If you could watch any movie or TV show again for the first time, what would you watch?
Gossip Girl.
Gossip Girl. Gosh, that's an oldie, isn't it?
Good. Good one, though.
Yeah. Okay. And on Netflix or Hulu, what is their most recently watched item?
Ginny and Georgia.
Ginny
On
and
Netflix.
Georgia.
It's good.
On Netflix. Okay. Series?
Yes.
Is it a series on there? Yeah.
It is, yep.
If you could invite any 3 people, dead or alive, to a coffee, who would you invite?
For sure my grandma. I'd have her back here in an instant. 2 other people, probably be my best friend because they always make me laugh. And I'd love to meet a celebrity, just to understand how their day-to-day goes.
Okay, not your fiance in there. I see.
Oh, he's always there. He's like just included all the time. And he should be here right now because he'd be able to. What's that?
Oh, yeah?
Well, because he'd be able to fix this audio for me.
Oh, yeah. He'd probably be able to help with that. And Holly's a big fan of Gossip Girl, too. I guess maybe I'm missing out on something. I don't know. I'll have to ask my wife if that's one of her top. Sure it is. Who or what is on your phone's lock screen or background?
Oh, well, that's an easy one. It's me and my fiance, Chris. Yeah, if it would come up.
Yeah? Okay, so he can't be too upset when he's not invited to the dinner. Well, I think that's pretty much wrapping up our whole half hour here, Danielle. Again, where can people find you on Facebook? How do they find you, whether it's for I'm seeing it on my computer now, you and your fiance. We're a little behind on the computer from this personal one. But if people are looking for you, whether it's for Aflac, whether it's for bar, whether it's for makeup, obviously they don't want to find you at Stanford. They're in the hospital. They're not doing well. So hopefully they stay away from you there. But for any of those other 3, where can they find you?
Absolutely. You can look me up on Facebook. That would probably be the best way to contact me. Or we do have our office just right on 57th and Western. So
Yeah. So your office on 57th and Western, that's for Aflac, correct?
yep. Or come to my bar class.
To the bar class. And I think we have another thing. Oh, thanks, Holly. She said a little comment to you, so you can look at that afterwards. I don't know if you can see the comments right now. So for looking up for you at Aflac, they can come to your Western 57th location, correct?
Yep, absolutely.
Yes. Do they have to go through their employer to get a hold of you, or can
No.
they just reach out to you themselves?
Yep, you can do either way. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And for bar, do they still just find you on Facebook, or is there a place where they can see the classes you're teaching, the times you're teaching, what location you're teaching at? Because there's so many Great Life locations.
Yep, so it's Performance Center Monday nights at 5:30.
Okay, perfect. And every Monday?
Every Monday.
Okay, you know where to find you. And on your beauty side of things, is Facebook the easiest way to get a hold of you for something like that?
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. Is there anything else you want to touch base on, you want to talk about, you want to kind of throw out there for all of us to know?
Well, I appreciate everyone for sitting and listening through this. Apologize for the crackling, but I guess we always have to adjust, especially with new technology and technology problems. So, no, this has been great. It's been awesome getting to know you, Corey, and thank you for everyone taking the time to sit down with me today.
Well, Danielle, thank you so much. It's so fun to sit in front of somebody who's so passionate about what they do, and you do a lot of stuff. So just hearing all these different things that you're involved in and little pieces about it, it's really, really nice to see the energy, hear the energy that you have behind doing each thing. So this has been Daniele Heyn. She is with Aflac. She is the nurse at Sanford. She teaches bar at Great Life, and she sells beauty products. So if you guys need any of that stuff, reach out to Danielle, connect with her. Kayla will throw up her connect information, how to get a hold of her. And then next week in our YPN Hot Seat, it will be Dakota Jordan interviewing. I have Destiny Marshall. So if you guys want to hear about real estate and learn how you can start investing in real estate, maybe it's buying your first home, any of that kind of stuff, we will be interviewing Destiny Marshall next week on Friday in the YPN Hot Seat. Thanks, Danielle.
Thank you.